Ever After, a Once Upon a Time podcast. Season 6, Episode 20, The Song in Your Heart. In this episode, Snow and Charming make a special wish that Emma would be protected, resulting in the kingdom bursting into song. Meanwhile, the Black Fairy announces her plan to unleash another curse, and Emma and Hook prepare for their wedding. I am your host, Molly Southgate, and with me is...
Martha Southgate.
And
Rob.
Nope, stop singing.
Southgate.
Stop singing, please stop singing.
I've had enough.
Sorry, Dad, you're not a singer.
What?
What? I'm totally a singer.
It's a wonderful voice. Okay.
Well, that was a joke.
I need some thoughts.
Terrible.
I need some thoughts.
Okay, let's let Molly give thoughts.
Okay.
Before we corrupt her with ours.
Did you like the episode, Mo?
Be totally honest.
I will
100%.
be.
We will not berate you or mock you.
No.
or
Okay, I know you won't.
punish you.
There were certain parts I did. Like, it was fun. It was cheesy. It was really cheesy. But it was fun.
Episode, as the story.
As a story.
I thought it was good.
As part of the story from 6 seasons.
No.
What did you think?
Part of the story, not really good. But as a little, like a standalone episode where it's like, oh, we're gonna sing and it's gonna be all fun and it's the song in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that it was a fun episode. I'm not saying the songs were really
I agree.
good.
It was fun.
I'm saying it was fun.
I agree
Okay.
with you. I think, actually, there's a point I'm going to talk about where I'm going to contradict what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
But before I contradict myself, I actually liked that idea. I thought it started out funny with the idea of singing a song is how you express love. That's more powerful than the magic. That's a message they've given from the beginning. And having song be the thing, it was like, okay, this kind of works for me.
I had an issue. I didn't like that song out of the songs.
But of the songs, that's fine. What I didn't care for was the way it resolved with it. And
Why were they on a roof?
okay, no, we'll get to the wedding. We'll get to the wedding. And the songs went on a little long for me.
Yes.
Yeah, the song should have been shorter.
But some of them were pretty good for what they were. It was better than I was expecting.
The last bit with Emma was good. I liked that when she was singing, but certain bits.
Why don't you guys, before I say my piece, why don't you tell me what was your favorite and least favorite song?
Yeah.
My favorite song was that Emma thing in the end when she was singing about, oh, like this, I've got my family. I liked that. And then...
At the wedding?
No, before that, when she was defeating the Black Fairy. I liked that bit, and then I did not like that Snow Charming thing.
I liked the very beginning of the first song.
Yeah, I
really
did too.
Good.
That was
and then
funny.
when it turned into their chorus,
Because that
it was
sort of
bad.
felt like Gallivant a little bit.
Yeah,
that was actually gave me hope.
Yeah, then it dashed.
I think the best overall song
for you,
for me, there were actually two that
I like some of Zelina. I mean,
I was going to say the first half of Zelina's song was really great.
Yeah, and then
that was probably the best.
Regina's, I liked a bit of that too.
And I didn't really care for Regina's song, but she was so good at hamming it up that part was fun.
Yeah.
As far as if we're talking song quality, the very beginning was probably the best written little bit.
Yes.
And the first half of Zelina's song was pretty good. It actually had a hook. It was like, oh, I get what's going on here. I like this. It felt...
Okay.
Right. Second half, it was like, they're going to reprise it, and I was done.
Speaking of Hook, I did not like his song.
This song was okay.
It was alright.
No,
I thought
no.
on a scale
It didn't
of
really...
I liked his second. That would have
Yeah.
been my second favorite.
Yeah, now that you say it, I think Hooks was actually probably right up there.
It didn't make sense, because he was saying, no, I won't help you, you have fake gold. And he was singing about that, I liked that. And then he started going, you have fake gold, but I shall get my revenge. He just randomly started going, revenge, revenge.
Well, that was, yeah.
And
Well,
he's a pirate.
It was
okay,
forced.
and Molly, here's the deal. What you're reacting to is why Mom and I don't really care for musicals that much.
They randomly blurt stuff out.
Yes! The fact that they were, like, that's something that always bothers me in musicals, is how it's just, we're just going to burst into song every once in a while, and it's awkward, and to me, it doesn't do what you think it's going to do. Very few exceptions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have not said my opinion.
Yes.
I would
but
like
for
to
a
hear
TV
yours.
show musical, all right.
It's okay.
Not one I care to revisit.
I kind of wish I hadn't seen it.
Oh, no.
And out of 6 seasons, And
why did it ruin something?
22 episodes a season. This was by far my least favorite thing I've ever seen on the show.
Yes, that is correct.
I can agree.
Every song I was going, oh my God, it's so long. It's taking it. And then they'd start talking, and then they'd go sing, and then they start, and I go,
wait,
the talking parts were what I wanted to
stay in the talk. I just wanted the story.
Yeah.
And the story was good.
Yes, my favorite part was when Regina walked up to Rumpel, and she's like, "Oh, this now sing," and I'm like, "Oh no, he's gonna sing. That's not gonna be good." And then he goes, "You think I'd sing? Right. I'd rather poke my eyeballs out than to sing."
That was actually probably the funniest moment in the whole thing. I
appreciated that from him. But for me personally, I was trying to endure most of it and just trying to focus on the story, like just let me try to stay in the story. Zelina's was probably my favorite song.
It was also
Hook's
the best
would be my second favorite. I liked the beginning of Snow and David's, but then holy guacamole, I was like, this is taking forever, and I just don't like it. Don't like it. And See, Emma.
And I also know that most people are going to disagree with us. Most people love musicals.
That's fine.
And they're going to think this was great.
I tried really hard.
I love musicals, but I did not love this. I love good musicals.
I want to say that I tried really hard.
Yeah.
I didn't go into it automatically thinking I'm going to hate this. I was like, okay, please let me love this. Please let me find something in it that I will like.
First season of Gallivant. First season of Gallivant was that.
Yes.
Second season, the reason we didn't like it as much is it was more like this.
Yes.
It didn't work for us.
When Emma's heart was removed from her body,
and she was saying,
and it was laying on the floor, and gross, getting dirty. Yeah. But
she totally should have slipped in it.
It made no sense that the songs were in her heart, and then she's singing it, and the song is not in her heart. The heart's on the floor, lady.
She should have put the heart right back in.
Yes! And then it would have made sense.
When it didn't work, it should have gone right back into her, and then her song burst
forth.
You're right.
That was a huge misstep.
I was like, what?
To me, that was really awful.
So after she was done singing her song, Henry was like, "Here, have your heart," and she's like,
"Right, it made no sense.
I can sing louder."
No, I just did not like that at all. I didn't like the wedding. I thought it was extremely cheesy. I thought the decoration, for what they were doing in the other episodes, as they were showing all the preparation and everything, and where they were going to do it, and
they did not.
It was.
Well, they said it was going to happen at Graham's. They said that was going to happen.
No, but
it did not look
it was
anything like I was expecting.
Well, no.
I didn't like her dress at all.
I
loved the two she had hanging. Yeah. And I'm like, I'll pick one of those. And then whatever Snow brought her had like feathers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then she didn't wear that.
I liked that one.
What was she wearing? It turned all black.
But she didn't choose one of the two she had hanging then.
That's way more detail than I noticed.
And if one of the hanging ones...
I love dresses. I didn't love it.
And if one of the hanging ones that I would be like, oh no, I would be like, I don't really like those. I would be like, black one. Because it's awesome and morbid and black and feathery.
Well, of course you'd wear a black one. But, and then, like, the babies suddenly appeared, so then Snow and Charming realized they had Neil again.
Yeah.
You have a child.
Hello? It was just, I just didn't, it was so forced, and it was so fake, and it was just
prediction didn't happen.
At all.
I thought for sure they would have just paid him as day players, had various people from the cast. They had the dwarves. But they've had them consistently.
Right.
We saw Geppetto. We saw Jiminy Cricket.
And the mirror.
There are a lot of characters that should have been sitting there.
Yeah.
There were a lot that should have been at
And I was not loving Snow's outfit with the weird shoulders.
No, that was so 80s.
Yeah, right.
I'm not impressed. I felt they really dropped the ball. They could have done a lot with this.
They shouldn't have done a musical episode as part of the problem.
Yeah.
I think they spent a lot on getting the music and doing that. There's a lot of production in this. And I think that was a misstep. Yeah, Mel, sorry.
That's fine. I think that it was the regular writers wrote the music.
Could be.
Because I'm not a music writer. Really.
Well, no, this was music. This was well-written music. It just wasn't Alan Menken music.
Yeah, it's not Disney.
Well, they were.
No, it was Disney. It wasn't.
It was cheesy.
It wasn't
Disney.
top level Disney.
It was cheesy Disney.
Yeah.
It was
wasn't
not
top
Beauty
level.
and the Beast Disney.
No, I'm just not. I wish I could unsee it.
You know what? If they had spent the money to get Menken and done like the Beauty and the Beast type music, with even everything staying the same, but had that caliber of music, this would have been amazing. Would I have loved everything in it? No, because I don't need it to be a musical. But at least we would have walked away going, okay, like walking away from Beauty and the Beast. You walk away going, I don't need it to be a musical, but that was fantastic. You know, you sing certain songs as you're walking away. I'm not singing anything from this.
No, nothing was catchy.
Except for the
Some are good to watch.
Or like Songs in My Heart are like, oh, the power of love can do
But
that.
see, I don't.
Like,
You're not singing it, though.
You don't remember the tune.
You just remember what it was.
You might remember some of the words. It wasn't. It was not pleasant for me, but and then as far as the story goes,
and I know people are listening going, you guys are nuts, because people love this stuff, but I'm telling you,
I don't know.
Love it.
If they're honest, do you think they do? I don't know.
It was fun.
If people liked this episode, if they've watched this show from the beginning,
yeah,
did you feel cheated, or did you really feel like this was the greatest thing I've ever seen?
I would love to know if the sales on the soundtrack, because they were pumping the soundtrack in the corner of this thing, I wonder if the sales were any good. Or if it was like, yeah, all right, that was a show. So
as far as the story goes, I didn't like that scene with the heart where everyone is in the office and the black fairy is trying
weird.
to find...
They looked like ghosts. They looked like they were dead. Like
none of that rang true for me.
Yeah,
and
didn't make sense.
It seemed way too easy, and this woman is so overpowered. Song in Your Heart.
She has to be overpowered to make her the big final threat.
I'm just not.
But I'm telling you,
I'm not feeling this episode at all.
Song. I would love it if in the next episode they go like, well, you know the weird thing that happened with the songs last.
Yeah, they won't address it.
I want Zelina to say like,
yeah,
what was
Zelina
with
would be
you
the one
singing?
Yeah.
Like during the wedding when they all like magically appeared up there, I looked and everyone was like, oh, it's the wedding.
Yeah, why were they
and
singing
Zelina,
if everything was broken at that point? Why were they singing?
I don't know. And then Zelina looked
the
like,
wedding.
Where are we? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, that was a little weird.
And then they all acted like 6 o'clock comes and they're like,
oh my gosh,
oh
the
no,
curse.
the curse. Duh, you
we
morons.
Knew the curse was coming.
You have known that at 6 o'clock the curse was coming the entire freaking time. Why were you surprised and staring at it like, oh
my gosh, and we're up on a roof
here.
10 feet from it.
We're right here on the roof with only part of the town. Belle and Rump weren't obviously invited to the wedding.
Rump's not allowed to
and
go.
that whole thing of it being the song in her heart and all that, all she did was stop her from that one solution to the problem.
Exactly.
It didn't break the curse.
No.
It didn't do anything. And they never said it was.
And they're like, this will protect you forever and ever. She used it once, and it helped one thread.
Yeah. So I'm ready for the final battle.
So then they're saying, oh, it's going to take us somewhere. Well, where do you think it's going to take us? I don't know, but we'll be together. You don't know that.
Yeah.
If you don't know where it's taking you, she could put every single person in a different location.
Right.
And isolate all of you.
Yeah. It's the same problem that a lot of comic books have.
Oh.
When you read superhero comic books, a lot of them, I have this same issue where it's like, if the villain has powers like she does, there is no way they lose.
Right.
Why even when we saw the scene in this when Regina was in the room with Snow and David when she was singing back when she was the evil queen, and the time we had just seen her before, she literally snapped her fingers and 2 guards' necks snapped and they fell over. Why didn't she do that to Snow and David at the moment that she took their song away? Mm-hmm. Why didn't she just kill them?
Right.
I want my revenge. Here it is, dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've got to be disappointed, and I've got to.
It doesn't
but
make
comic books have
and
that
she also
problem.
goes, oh no, and then she also goes like, oh no, I've got to make their death so long and slow, so that way I can get my revenge instead of just going, boop, revenge, done, boom, you're done.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's you've got a powering issue, but like I said, comic books have that problem.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them do, and that's why I fall off on a lot of superheroes. I like the mythos, and then I'm like, Superman is overpowered. Superman fighting Batman and they act like that's reasonable, he'd vaporize him.
Right.
Done.
Yeah.
Game's over. There's an issue there. Thor is a god. How is anybody fighting him without getting just obliterated?
Like toast.
Yeah.
So
Literally.
it just didn't make any sense to me, and it really I don't know. They've got to do something to bring me back for these next two episodes.
You got 2 episodes. You got the final battle. I'm hopeful for the final battle.
Because I am just thinking if they're going to keep dragging this out and doing the same
here's the
ridiculous
deal.
crap.
They're not. Because there's 2 episodes left. They are one final episode wrapping up this massive storyline that we've seen. This is it. They can't go back to the well at this point. If they don't have some shockers for us, like if there aren't some things that we're like, wow, it's gonna fizzle. And I can't imagine they're gonna fizzle at the end. Because there have been too many good episodes. We've gotten to this point in other seasons where just before the final episode we've gone, this is not working. And then we get to that final episode, we're like, oh, yes, that worked.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they finish.
All right. Well.
Any final thoughts from you, Molly?
Nope.
All right. Well, Martha, let's just end this the way every great fairy...
Why'd you say Martha?
Well, because I was going to ask if you had a question, but I can tell, the listener can't tell, but from your face, you don't have any final thoughts.
I don't have any final thoughts.
So, let's end this the way every great fairy tale ends.
Happily ever after.
The end.